At Agility Board, we have a very exciting purpose. We make organizations respond faster and smarter to changes. In one word, we make them become agile. But today, reality is very different. Very few organizations are agile. Most of the finance and business organizations are fragile. Why are those organizations fragile? In the last 25 years, globalization and digitalization have made our world VUCA, volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. In this VUCA world, strategizing is more difficult to plan and execute. And in response to a faster and faster world, we have added complexity in organizations, adding processes, layers, KPIs, committees. The complexity of the organization, the lack of clear strategy, and the uncertainty have strongly disengaged employees. So what are our challenges to become agile? They are pretty simple. We need to simplify complexity, accelerate strategy, lead continuous change. Let's understand more about these three challenges. First, let's understand how organizations become complex. All organizations start with a set of entrepreneurs. Whatever they try to make, they attract people who work on various initiatives. They form a kind of dynamic network structure. The advantages are that they can be very fast, flexible, and agile. They can run around existing competition. They can start new initiatives and drop some others. If they are successful, though, they have to be able to make and ship a product or deliver a service. And as soon as this happens, we start to see something that we will recognize. It's jobs, processes, hierarchy. And if they continue to be successful, of course, it is that part that has to grow. And it grows. And for a brief time, you have both systems. But successful as they may be, you know which part grows. And after a certain time, it no longer looks like the entrepreneurial agile system. So it systematically eliminates it, and we end up with what we know as the typical modern organization, designed for operational excellence. But as the world starts to speed up, what do smart people do? They make it bigger, more complex. They add matrix structure, strategic planning committees. They hire strategic consultants. They put together cross-functional task forces or project management organizations to first create and then execute strategy. And if this is done well, it works, as it has worked for the last 100 years, to improve productivity, up to a point. But as the world speeds up more and more, it stops working. Of course, every time there is a new requirement or new acceleration, we use the same approach. We create more dedicated structure, process, systems, KPIs, scorecards, committees. Basically, we add complication to deal with the new complexity of business. For 50 years, people have been writing about unleashing human potential and directing its energy to big business challenges. Yet employees are more and more disengaged because they're working within a complex system that basically requires most people to shut up, take orders, and do their jobs in a repetitive way. Managers and leaders are lost in scorecards made up of more than 50 indicators related to their compensation. In reality, the change in any one indicator may impact less than 1% of their compensation. This hard approach just creates more complication in the organization and actively disengages people. Adding turbochargers to a single hierarchical system will not make it agile. It just slows it down and can even sink it. It doesn't have to be like this. You can simplify this complexity and engage people better. Let's see what could be done to simplify complexity. You can identify where you need better collaboration and anticipation. You can call for volunteers and empower them to use their judgment, their intelligence to simplify and accelerate processes. You can retrieve the agility we had at the early development stage with a mix of collaborative network and operational excellence structure. You can create short interval conversations to speed up decision-making. You can reward collaboration, reward those who ask for help and offer help. You can simplify complexity. So now let's talk about our second agility challenge, which is about accelerating strategy. Let's start to clarify why strategy fails in a VUCA world. It used to be that success was about setting your vision and strategy, and then starting the process of implementing it. That does not work anymore. Most companies die not because they do the wrong thing, but because they keep doing what used to be the right thing for too long. Let's take the well-known case of the BlackBerry phones. They had been very successful, but they kept doing the right thing for too long. And they lost $75 billion of market value in 5 years. Organizations that survive are the most adaptable to change. The speed and manner of anticipating and responding to change makes the difference. But what is a great strategy? A great strategy is a mix of operational excellence, of customer intimacy, and of disruptive innovation. One of these is not enough anymore. You need at least a mix of 2 or 3 strategies. A great strategy is not a plan or a process. It's a conversation. A great strategy is focused. Focus requires courage to drop things and bring clarity. A great strategy is a well-formulated concept, easy to internalize. Keep it simple and smart. A great strategy is an executed strategy. Mastery of execution is what separates organizations. Alignment is the first step to execution. Formulation with execution still doesn't complete the picture. The context constantly shifts and transforms. You need to modify and transform your strategy quickly so that it remains optimal. You need strategic agility. An organization needs the ability to learn and improve its strategy and execution at a high frequency in order to succeed in a VUCA world. The question is simply, how fast and effectively can you learn from the execution? What matters is not what you know, but your ability to learn from and modify the execution of your strategy. And how fast you transform your strategic plan and alignment. What demands does strategic agility place on your organization? First, you need to enhance market and customer awareness. Then you need to have a rapid integration of insights into actionable options for decision. You need the ability to reprioritize rapidly and adjust planning and people on the fly. You need a rapid translation of high-level plans into detailed execution efforts. Let's discuss our third agility challenge, leading continuous change. Changes have changed. The frequency and complexity of environmental changes make the way to manage change totally obsolete. The true test of agility is your ability to continuously redirect and/or reinvent your business model without losing momentum. Agility is a leadership test. We could change the resources, but often we are short in resources and capabilities because the search for high productivity and low personnel engagement have tightened our resource flexibility. Changing the resources could be long and painful. We could change the formal processes, but most probably we have already optimized processes because we have worked on them for years, and there may not be much to gain from this. However, the informal processes, decision-making, interfacing, budgeting, could be widely improved with the help of the new values of agility. But we could really focus on changing leadership, the values and principles supporting the decision-making process and driving the behaviors of systems and organizations are the best place to start the journey towards agility. People have been talking for a quarter of a century about the need for more leadership. But in agile organizations, we need much more leadership at all levels than before. And skill happens on the job and not in the classroom. What type of leadership do you need to make your organization agile? You need to be fast, focused, flexible, forward. You need to simplify and accelerate by fostering collaboration. You need to continuously align around a shared purpose. You need to adapt business models by liberating collective intelligence and driving action. You need to anticipate customers' needs and the unexpected by simulating different options and anticipating what the future might be. You have to be the change. How many organizations are agile? Less than 0.001%. But it doesn't have to be that way. CEO, this is your battle. You can create what's needed. You can simplify complexity. You can accelerate strategy. You can build a change platform. Thank you.